Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Karen and I'm a homeschool mom of only one. I know that's pretty rare these days, especially on YouTube channels, but I have one girl, 10 years old, going into 5th grade. And I promise to not let the fact that I don't have my hair and makeup done stop me from doing these videos. So here I am, au naturel. Gotta be honest. I did a little gray touch up because it's almost time to go to the salon, and I do have just a tiniest bit of like some concealer and powder on, but otherwise what you see is what you get. So anyway, today it is to-do list day. I shared in a previous video, one or two ago, how I go through all of the curriculum that I did pick out and look in the wrong direction. There you are. Sorry about that. I go through all the curriculum and I highlight things I need to do, things I need to print or cut out or laminate or gather. And I did that the other day. I also at the same time make a list of their recommendations for sort of how much time it will take daily, weekly, yearly. And then I pulled all that together into my tentative plan. So that was in the previous video. Now today is to-do list day. So I will share, you can kind of work along with me, I guess, if you have things to do today too. I'm going to, I haven't even looked at this today. I have to remember what's on here. I don't know if I'll get through all of it, but we'll do what we can while Peyton is swimming at the neighbor's house. But any moment now, all 4 of the soaking wet children could come running in here along with the barking wiener dog. So we have to work fast. So we're going to create a science journal for Peyton. I need to create a science wall or a board. Some people use those like a presentation board that folds into thirds, I think is how it folds. If you want to just pull that out each time you do science and then tuck it away somewhere instead of having a wall dedicated. But looking around the room here, I think I do have a space right over here that we could use for our science wall, and it's kind of tucked back in the corner. So since this is a main part of our living area as well, it's not too I don't want to make things too busy. I'm trying to keep them sort of simple if possible, but I think that might work. And if we end up not liking it, I'll just pull it down and use the board. I think they have them at Dollar Tree even, or Target, Walmart, any of those places. So that's on there. So I don't know if I'll have anything to do particularly with that today. We'll have to see. For that, though, I need to cut out the vocabulary word cards that go up there, and I could try out my fancy new laminator. Pretty excited about that. Then for the mammal unit study from The Good and the Beautiful, I need to prepare the mini books. Actually, I think the vocabulary word cards are from that as well. A lot of you have probably done that before. I already went through. You get it as a big pack of papers that's wrapped in plastic, and I went through and I 3-hole punched some and put it in the binder, took out the mini books and the stuff I want to cut out and laminate, and I put a sticker on it that was recommended in a video I saw, which is very helpful. Put a sticker on it so I know which chapter, I guess you could say, it goes back into once you cut it out or laminate it or make the mini book or whatever. I'm new to all of this, but we'll see how it works out. And then prepare the map and stickers. I think that's also, this is all science, this first part. And then laminate sheets. I'll have to see what I meant by that. That's all just science. Let's see. Language lessons for living education. I'm going to copy some of the dictionary pages that they give you, and then I'll probably create a binder for that. I have to look at that. I don't know if that'll be a 3-ring binder or what. This is all new to me, people. I'll share as I go. I do need to choose some readers for her to do. In school, they always call that read to self. They did read to others, read to self. She's not a huge fan of read to self. She doesn't mind reading out loud, but just now, all of a sudden, when she's 10 and she has an 11-year-old BFF neighbor now, which is awesome, and her other really close friend, just turned 10. They're finally just getting into more of reading to themselves a little bit. They'll all sit there together and read their book, or they'll check out duplicate books from the library and read them together. And so that's kind of cool. So I need to choose 4 books, though, that she'll use for book reports this year. So I need to give some thought to. Mostly I'm just going to let her choose her books with guidance. So they're not too simple, because she loves the, what do you call them? Picture books. She loves picture books. She would still prefer that over chapter books, but there are a lot of really cool chapter books now that are also filled with a lot of colorful photos, and they don't have, thousands, okay, not thousands, but too many words crammed on one page. But, I don't want her to choose something from the library that has like 5 words on a page, because that's just a little too basic. She's actually quite an advanced reader. It's just she doesn't yet love to sit down with a chapter book and just dive into that for hours on end like I do. Language lessons. Oh yeah, so she needs a binder. I did write down a binder for those dictionary words. So I guess as you're going through that program and you're learning new vocabulary words, you add it to your own little private dictionary. You write the word and look at the definition, which is another cool thing to learn in an actual dictionary. I'll teach her how to do that a little bit, but I mean, let's be honest, we just don't do it that way most of the time. I do want her to be familiar with old school resources, but also we'll show her how to look it up online too, because that is our world today, although she probably already knows how. And then print out the spelling lists, and I'll cut them out and laminate them too. Woohoo! Let's see, for Spanish, there are some, I know, the 2 little cute characters. I have a color copier, so I'm going to copy them in color, as opposed to, I think the one in the back they provide is black and white. So I'll copy the color ones, cut them out and laminate them, and glue them to a popsicle stick or something. Apparently, again, I've shared before, that's Spanish, what is it called? Song School Spanish. It's for much younger kids. It's for kindergarten through 2nd grade, but she's gonna love it, and I want it to be fun. That's what it'll be for her. She gets just a little bit older, I would get the eye roll, but so far she still likes the younger stuff, so I'm going with it. I don't need her growing up anytime soon, or sooner than she already is, faster than she already is. Okay, then we have for history. I bought the maps that go along with the Good and the Beautiful History 1, but they're all curled up, so I need to find somewhere to flatten those out, and sorry, I keep looking around the room, where I can tuck those away when we're not using them. I think I could slide them between the wall and these bookshelves, possibly, so that they're not always all curled up, because that's annoying when you go to use them and they're just rolling up on you. There's a student notebook I need to create for geography, it looks like. So history and geography together. I need to print the Student Explorer for history for her grade level grouping. There are audio recordings. I'll check on if I should just download those now so they're easily accessible, or if it's just as easy to bookmark the page and just play them when we need them. To me, that's just as simple as well, instead of filling up my computer with files that I maybe don't need or want to keep. And then I'll put that Student Explorer in a binder. Lastly, for Spanish, there are MP3 files for Spanish too that I will check on if I should download them or just bookmark the page to make things quick and simple when we get to them. Okay, let's do this. Okay, create the science journal for P. I use P all the time for Peyton. 1 to 2 inch 3-ring binder with wide ruled paper. So let's see, I grabbed this binder. I have a bin full of binders I gather here and there from Dollar Tree, or this one's bent a little bit. Well, it was $1. What do you want? And I also ordered a big box of white ones from Amazon. That was a really good deal. I could share that below if you'd like. Blue is Peyton's current favorite color, so I went with blue. I just grabbed this psychedelic 3-ring notebook. This used to be when she was still in school. This was her word study notebook, but there were 2 pages used, so I just tore those out so she could use this. Oh, cute. That's how she wrote her name in the beginning of 3rd grade. Cute. As we go through the mammals unit, we'll just add whatever she's working on in here. And this is pretty wide right here. I'm not so sure this is gonna work. I don't think we'll open it and use it like this. I'm just gonna store it in there. And if that doesn't work, I'll just get some loose leaf paper, but I just like the idea of the binder, so we'll probably just grab it and work on whatever and just throw it back in there for storage and not use it in the binder. And then we'll add unit papers. We'll see. Like I said, it's all new. And then I took the cover of the teacher's unit, I guess you'd say. I took that and pulled it out and make a copy of it on my color copier. And put a little border around it, but yeah, that's cute. I'll just tuck that in there. Oh wait, I need to write. Hold that thought. Okay, the children have stolen all of my Sharpies. I can't find them. Looked throughout the house. I'm gonna have to ask her. When I say children, Peyton has 2 neighbor friends that are 11 and 13 on one side, 7 and 4 on the other side, and then her friends Addie and Kenna, who are 10 and 8, are always over here and doing sleepovers and stuff, so they hop back and forth between the houses right next door, and then they'll all be coming back in here any moment, but they have stolen my markers. I'm going to write Peyton's mammals. When I asked her this year, actually and last year, what do you want to learn about this year? What should we study? What should we have field trips on? Her answer is always animals. That's just the one answer she gives. So obviously I have to choose more things than that, but so this was perfect to find this in the good and the beautiful, so I'm excited about that. I haven't printed anything here yet, but I do have a label maker, so I think I'll just say Peyton's mammal notebook or something super clever like that. Okay, moving on. Yay, I love crossing things off. Create science journal. Create science wall or board. I'm going to skip that right now because I don't think there's actually anything for me to do at the moment. Uh-oh, I hear him coming. The tornado has arrived. I'll be back. Okay, checking back in. I've been working on the to-do list a little after all of the wet kids came in from swimming, and then we had an incident with the dog, and it was no bueno. So I just wanted to show you something more positive. My exciting new laminator. I have the Scotch laminator. I can post it below. Where did I get this? I believe I got it at Target. I'm sure it's on Amazon as well because Amazon sells everything. I did get extra laminating pouches off of Amazon. I used to love Amazon. They kind of make me angry now, but I haven't stopped using them yet. I cut way back on what I order from Amazon. It used to be a lot, but yeah, that's my story. So this one you see is 3 mil, which has to do with the thickness of the plastic. And on the laminator you can choose 3 or 5. I just have the regular thinner stuff. So all you do is you turn it on, plug it in. I have it sitting on a hardcover book because it does get hot, and it doesn't reach my table in case you're wondering why I'm sitting on the floor. You turn it on, you wait for it to get heated, and then it will say ready. Take the little plastic sheet. I'm going to do this with one hand. Okay. Let me show you one that's already done. That'll be easier to, okay. So they open on 3 sides, and then they're sealed on one end. You slip the sheet inside. I'm gonna tuck it all the way down to the bottom. I'm gonna be cutting these, so it's not super critical that it's perfectly straight and even on all sides. But I got it as much as possible. Sorry to move around so much. Goodness, you're gonna be dizzy. And then you put the sealed side down and feed it in. and it just grabs it, and I will fast forward this part because this will be boring. Okay, there it is. Feels just a little warm, but it's not hot. It's all sealed. I did see one trick. Who was that? I don't recall. It was a homeschooling mom on YouTube. She puts 2 pages back to back in one sleeve, puts it through the laminator so it's heated and sealed, and then you can, if you really want to, you can break these apart and peel them. Normally I don't want to, but so she then peels it apart and just has one side of a sheet laminated, and then you get kind of double duty use out of the sheets, and your money will go farther that way. So I did do that on something. Oh, the vocabulary words, I did do that, and then ripped them apart and cut them out. So I don't know, it seems fine. It seemed like they maybe curled a little bit more, if anything, but you definitely can do that if you would like to save some money. So now I'm going to do this for the whole pile, and then I had posted, this is from unit number 14 in mammals, so I know where it goes. After I laminate everything, cut them out, put them in the little sleeves I bought for each chapter or section, and see where we go from there. Here's my pile. So I'm gonna get to that now, and I'll check back in with you. Hey guys, just doing a little check-in. It is the next day, and I got quite a bit of stuff done. Sorry for the mess in the background there. Peyton keeps having a lot of summer sleepovers, and they like to sleep in the living room, and it's still a disaster. Anyway, I've been going down the to-do list, getting some stuff done, but I wanted to show you the mammals, the Good and the Beautiful Mammals unit. That takes some time. I enjoyed doing it. I just listened to some videos while I was doing it, laminating and cutting, and oh boy, oh my. So I'll show you what that looks like. I do need to get a larger binder because I only have 1 inch, and then I tried the 1.5 inch that I have, and it's still not quite big enough. I need to get a 2 or 2.5 or 3. I need to stop and get a few of those. What else did I do? I also, well, let me switch over and I'll show you. So here's the gigantic mammals unit. I tried to put it in this binder, but it's still too small. And this one doesn't have that slip sheet in the front, which I like. So I was just gonna, I don't know, maybe tape this on, but I'm gonna try to find a thicker one that has that clear plastic covering so I can slip this inside. And there's Peyton's smaller version. I saw people using these, so I thought that was pretty cool. It involved, obviously, you do not have to do it. You don't have to laminate, and you don't have to make it as complicated, but I got my new laminator machine, so I was pretty excited to try that. So it's very simple. It just took time. So this is an example of what the mini books are for the mammals. And then I put, you know, the sticker for which unit or chapter it goes with, so it'll be easy for me to find later. Back here are the stickers that you use with the map. I put these 2 reminders. I printed these off. I pulled up their website, printed it off, cut it out, stuck it on here to remind me that both of these resources have a ton of videos on all different mammals. So Curiosity Stream, Minxie, no barking, buddy. Time to be quiet. Curiosity Stream is very cool. It is an app on our TV and on my phone. You can get it on your computer, whichever way you like. It has a small monthly or annual fee, but it's ridiculously cheap, like $1 something a month or something like that. Tons of cool videos on there. Lots of stuff for adults too, that, you know, maybe Peyton isn't ready for, that Reed and I once in a while, if we just feel like watching something interesting, you know, like a documentary type thing, we go on there. But very cool stuff for kids on there as well, and inexpensive. This, I'm new to this, the Sci Kids show. I believe that's a YouTube channel, so of course it's free. but we're going to be checking that out as well. Saw some neat looking videos on there. Haven't tried it yet, so I can't vouch for it, but looks good. So back here, I printed an extra copy of the supply list so I can highlight and check it off and everything. Because the actual paper they print the unit on is very nice. It's thicker and it almost has a sheen to it. So I don't know if certain kinds of markers or pens would smear a little until they're dry, possibly. Maybe not. I haven't tried that yet, but it has a little bit of a sheen to it. But anyway, I just made extra copies so I could make a mess of the supply list. So for each chapter, I have most of that I just stuck in the 3-ring binder, and then any kind of nice print, prettier pictures I didn't want to poke holes in, I just put in a slip sheet. So that works. And then there were just a couple of things that it didn't make sense to laminate or hole punch. I threw them in a slip sheet because she'll be coloring this. So yes, it goes all the way through. Now back here, I have to figure out if this is going to work or not. These are all the vocabulary words. Let's grab a couple right here that we'll do on our vocabulary wall. I don't know if I'll use tape or use magnets on our whiteboard or just get a folding science, what do I want to say? Those boards that fold out like you'd use at your science fair or something like that. Maybe I'll use that so we can tuck it away. I'm not sure yet. I think if I try to randomly tape these on the wall, they'll just end up falling down over time. But so I laminated and cut all those out. Okay, that goes back in there. This one, it's pretty thick. I might have to figure out a different plan for this. But there's a ton of different pictures and activities and cards and yeah, and I have them paper clipped, and then I have a sticker on for each unit, but I don't know, this feels a little messy to me. So far it's working, as long as these paper clips hold on. Hold tight, buddy. And then lastly, in the back are just some larger things per unit that I laminated and cut out and put the sticker on so I know which one it's for. Oh yes, this is my super crowded, overcrowded binder. I need to get a bigger one, and I'm not so sure about those zipper pouches, but we'll see. And so I crossed that off. Next I was diving into her language lessons, and right now I am printing the dictionary pages that I will put in a binder for her. So that's what I'm working on now, but I have to run Peyton's friend Kenna home, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey guys, here we are on day 3 of trying to get through my to-do list, but life happens. That's just how we deal with things as mamas and homeschool mamas, right? And dads. Dads too. I know some dads are homeschooling. Let's see, what do I have left on my list? Let me switch it around and show you. I have since added a couple things to my list. We need to go to the library. That'll be next week sometime, so that's not going to be crossed off today. I have some just downloading of audio files to do here, MP3 files, audio files for Spanish and history, so I'll have to hop on my computer for that. Let's see, the student notebook for geography, I'm just going to let Peyton choose whatever notebook she wants, so that'll be, like a 5-second thing. Not a big deal, I don't even have to do that right now. The print the spelling from language lessons for a living education. I tried to just make copies from the back of the book, but they're not, the columns divide, and so a list can be divided in 2, so that's not very conducive to me laminating and cutting them out. So I went online. It says it's supposed to be on their website under the classroom aids, but I don't see it there. So I have an email into them asking, if am I missing it? Where are the spelling words? Otherwise, whatever. I'm just going to let that go and just write it on a piece of paper each week. I can completely do that. I don't need it to be all fancy schmancy. Here, the choosing 4 books for book reports and choosing basically weekly or probably every 2-week books throughout the year for language lessons. I looked through all of Peyton's books. I did gather a lot of what we already have that I would possibly like her to read. But I did decide I'm going to let her choose most, if not all, of her books. Because we all know if we're assigned a book, it's just not as fun or exciting and might push back on that. But if you can choose your book, that's just way more fun. So thus the going to the library list. Hello. The creating the science wall. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that. So I will decide on that. What did I add? Oh, I was watching a video the other night when I couldn't sleep. And one of the moms made a copy of, in the front of every, curriculum book, there's kind of a lesson plan or even just a chapter list or a list of what's in there. I'm going to make a copy of each one of those, put them all together in a binder, and then I'm just going to check them off as we finish them. Because I don't write out in detail what we're going to do, especially not more than a week ahead for sure, and not in pen. But this way, it's just an easier way to figure out, what lesson did we leave off on last Friday? And I really liked that idea, and I could share that with you some other time. Oh, sorry, I have 2 rings on right now because for some reason in the morning, my knuckles are swollen and I can't get my ring on this finger, which is lovely. If anyone, I'm assuming it's just inflammation kind of issue. I need to figure that out on another day. I also wrote that I'm going to possibly prep the planner I bought for Peyton a year or 2 ago. We didn't end up using it at all. It just was an added unnecessary extra thing that she wasn't digging, and I love planners, and I would like her to learn that at least as she gets older, especially by high school. It's a very valuable skill and tool to have. High school, if she goes to college, if she chooses that, and then just in life. But right now, 5th grade, not critical. What we usually do is we have, let me move you over here. This, it's half chalkboard, half whiteboard. So every day I just write on there what we're doing that day. And some days, like if she gets up before me, some days she's gung-ho to go do something later that day, and she'll just write it out and even get started, which is really cool. But that's not every day. This is what we've been doing so far. So this has been our planner. It's very visual, which we both like, and simple, and we can see as we're crossing things off how much we have left. So we might stick with that for this year, but I'm going to take a look at that. I need to finalize my daily and weekly plans. What I've been doing here, figuring out what all I'm going to do and when throughout the year and which days, and then a potential group schedule. And we haven't done a morning basket per se, which I think with one kid it's just kind of your day. We don't officially set aside, but I do like we both like a slow morning. So I'm going to group a few things that are really short, none of them take very long, group them together. The absolute daily things are math and language arts, language lessons. And then I might do a bedtime basket. I might coin a new phrase, bedtime basket. Her bedtime bin for her 3-minute journal, and then a little read to self. And then we have read to her every night since she was a baby. Either read or I. Mostly, it used to be only me. We had a period of years where he was very ill. So in more recent times, we're taking turns every other night. We finally are sticking with that in the last 6 months. So, 'cause Daddy wants time with her at bedtime too. She's 10 now, but she still really enjoys this. We have just more recently done a little bit of read to self first, or we'll sit next to each other, each reading our own books, which is fun. And then as she's getting sleepy, one of us reads to her. Let me know if anybody else still does that for their kids, or I know that's easier said for sure when you have one child. I understand that. If you have more, it's kind of impossible to do unless you have some that are sharing a room, of course. But it's something we really cherish and has made her an excellent reader for sure. I know that has made a big difference. So I appreciate that we have been able to do that. I need to figure out a few chores for her. We've never officially done chores, and I see that on every mama homeschool video. Especially, if you have more kids, there's more people, which means there's more stuff, and there's more mess, and there's more food, and there's more dishes, and there's more laundry. You have to have some help. granted, with one kid, yes, I can probably more easily do it all, but I A, don't want to, and B, she needs to learn how to do these things. So she already knows how to do her laundry and dishes, and she can make a mean grilled cheese sandwich and some pancakes. But I'm going to hit on more of that this year for sure, especially as she's getting older. And then I need to figure out some field trip ideas, assuming everything is going to stay open. Let's hope for that. Definitely better. That's all I have to say about that. So we haven't got to really do hardly any field trips since we started, because it was almost all during crazy time. So that I'm excited about. So I am going to grab myself an iced white chocolate mocha, which I am completely addicted to, and get back to the list, and I'll check with you shortly. Hey guys, I'm doing a final check-in on this to-do list situation. I think this is day 4 or 5 now. And obviously I've not been working on it all day long. It's just little bits and pieces here and there. And then life interrupts and happens in between. So I'm going to give you my final report and call this baby done for the most part. So let me switch you around to see the list. Okay, so this is the list I've been working through. Everything over here is crossed off except library, which we are going to do next week. So I'm going to put that on my next week's list. So we're going to ignore that for now. This part here I didn't cross off yet because that is, Peyton is going to choose her own books to read throughout the year. And we're not going to choose them all now, obviously, but that is part of the library trip. I do have a few to suggest to her, but I'm not going to force it. I'm going to let her choose because with Peyton, that's just what works best. Kind of have to go with the flow. And then I wrote back to school outfit just because we did that last year and it just was obviously for fun. She just picked out something super comfy and cozy, not something you probably actually would wear to your first day of going to school, but it doesn't matter because we're homeschoolers, right? So we'll probably go do that, and if she has zero interest, then we'll just skip it because she actually has plenty of clothing, especially since she prefers to stay in her jammies a lot of the time. Then lastly, which is going to probably roll over to next week or over this weekend, which is why I'm calling this list done for this week, is I'm finalizing my daily and weekly plans. I've pretty much done that on this list here, and I figured out some loops and morning basket, evening basket, and all that sort of thing. So I'm just putting it into my planner. So I think in a different video I'll share my planner. I've used this as the third, the third year now from aplaninplace.net. And I really like it. It's simple. It's not mega thick. I have seen some others that I'm coveting because I love planners. So I might try another one next year. But I do really like this one. It's very simple. And there's some customizations now. So just to give you a sneak peek, this is what the weekly page looks like. And I chose to have what was typed in there. And you can even customize down at the bottom. So anyway, I'll show this another time. I'm going to enter in here. I don't plan things by time. We just don't operate that way. We use what I like to call a flexible structure. So I'm going to ignore the times and use this for things we do every day. And then write, loop 1, loop 2. I'll have to show this. For this to make sense, I'll show you this another time. But I'm going to use this page for my loops. So I wrote all the curriculum out here to have it in one place, and this looks crazy pants, overwhelming, but it's actually not when I map it out over here. It's just majority of this is not done every day or even more than once a week, and not all of it's even done every quarter. I guess I'm using trimesters, so don't be overwhelmed by this. So as part of this list, I made myself this Mom's Homeschool binder. I purchased a few forms off of Etsy. This family read aloud list with just had pretty colors on it, and I could create these things myself, but they're like a couple bucks, so it saved me some time and it supports another small business person. So this would be the independent reading list. For some reason it didn't print. I'm noticing the the topics. It should say date, title, and author. I will have to reprint it. That's weird. I didn't notice that. And then I'm going to have her do like a 1 through 5 star rating for each book we read. I printed or made copies of the table of contents for all of the different curriculum. So now I'm going to use this binder to do my weekly planning. I also copied the supplies list for this science unit. So what I'll do each week is hop in on Sunday. I usually do my weekly planning. I'll hop in here and I'll say, oh, we're on lesson 3. So I'll know where exactly we're at, and then I'll just cross things off as we do them. So that should help my weekly planning rather than pulling out all of the books and curriculum. I did finally get a larger, reach this thing, binder for this mammals unit because it's just too thick and doesn't fit in there. But so I got this 3-inch Big Daddy. I couldn't find the price when I was going to buy it, and it ended up being like $11. That one was like $1. This one was $11. So I don't know. It has its heavy duty. So it better be good. It does have extra pockets, which is kind of cool, and it has this big strong D-ring the binder style. So I'm going to put all of that in here, and maybe when we're done with it, I'll pack this away in something else and just keep reusing that for a couple of years to, I don't know, get my money's worth out of it. I also, from Etsy, found a few other fun forms. The screen time tracker. We've been talking to Peyton a lot about screen time, and we're trying to, she's 10, so we should have reined this in a long time ago, but we're trying to have her learn how much she's using it and what she's doing, and have her, we're trying to guide her to choose for herself how much feels right and how much feels healthy, and then to also pay attention to know that, hey, I need to choose some other things. So granted, we will probably still need to limit her ourselves. That really doesn't work well for Patty, so I'm trying to guide her, and have so far on this topic been failing miserably because I just honestly haven't even tried. I just talked to her about it, or more like, should I say, yell at myself about it and be upset about it and do nothing about it. So I'm taking this approach for now. She actually seems interested in doing it. I'm going to just put it in the sheet protector on a clipboard and set it on the coffee table. That's the area where she's usually sitting to play Roblox or watch YouTube. And I'll just say we do highly monitor what she's watching and doing online. So as far as that goes, so far anyway, she's always around one of us or both of us, and we have strict rules on what she's allowed to do and be exposed to. Like, we tried TikTok a little bit. We deleted that thing. That has so many, in my opinion, so many bad aspects to it. But so just, we don't just let her have free reign, but still there's too much time. We're going to try that approach. Having actual official responsibilities and chores is also new for us. You're probably wondering, are you actually a parent whatsoever? But yes, we are. I like to think of guiding her to make good choices for herself instead of ordering her, because I know, especially for her and her personality, that just does not work. So I know as she gets older and becomes a teenager, I know for a fact that will backfire horrendously on us. So anyway, long story short, I like how they differentiated responsibilities from chores. And some people even use a different term than that, but this is really cool. I thought it has daily responsibilities. These are just things you just need to do because you need to take care of yourself and participate in the family. And then we're throwing some things down here as weekly chores. And I threw this stuff on here, so we'll probably look at it as a family and change it, but just kind of one main thing a day. And she does do some of these things on her own already when she's feeling inspired. Like, she knows how to do her own laundry, and she knows how to do dishes. There's a couple meals she knows how to make. She knows how to help me with meal planning and doing the grocery order, but I'm going to just teach her more about cooking and more about taking care of your home, and just participating in the family. This was one other one that I thought was really cool that I got from Etsy. I decided to buy her own little planner instead, which is super cute. Where did I put that? I will show that in the video where on the first day of school I give her a few little school-related gifts. That's kind of fun way to start a day, so I'll share that stuff with you guys in another video. But I did get her a planner to use instead of this, but I'll keep this as a backup. My plan was to put this in a slip sheet on a clipboard, and each day she would write, you know, the start of the week here, and then maybe it's the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or whatever for the week. And then like on Monday we would write out from my planner all the things we're going to do that day, and then just check, 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 check. What we did last year was, I think I shared that already, we used this whiteboard, that A-frame thing right there. It's chalkboard on one side and whiteboard on the other. We use that every morning to write out what we're doing that day. And who knows, she may still prefer to do that, but I got this to try, but then I saw this planner today at the store that I got for her that I think we'll try. So anyway, I have a few different options there. What else did I get? Oh, this was from a different site called Clean Mama. They have such cool printables and a cleaning process, and oh boy, do I need that. So this was interesting. She has a whole planner just for taking care of your house, which I desperately need, but I'm not going to let myself purchase that until I try this little paper plan and stick to it. If I actually do it and stick to it, then I'll treat myself with the planner. There you go. It'll be my reward. Heck, if I do all of this for 1 week, wait, is this 1 week's worth? No. 1, 2, 3, it's about 5 weeks worth. If I do all of that, then I will buy myself. Then I shall buy myself the $50-some planner. There's a cute little clipboard. And then these are some, kind of like a slip sheet. You can slide something in there and you can hang it up, and you can use a dry erase marker to use for checklists and stuff. I got that at the dollar, what do you call it? The dollar spot at Target. Is that what that's called? That area up front? Cheapy stuff up front where I always have to stop and shop. This is the notebook Peyton chose for her geography. Isn't that cute? Wiener dog balloon animals. We have a wiener dog, so she loves all wiener dog things. And I made her binders for, I'm realizing I put these upside down. Darn it. Well, it's consistent with all the other ones I've also done upside down, so I guess I'll keep them that way. It works. I mean, you look at it from the front. You don't look at this. When it's sitting up on the bookshelf, you can read it just fine. It's all good. I'm not going to change it now. So I made her dictionary notebook, her mammals notebook, her history notebook. I made these two little, come here guys, these little characters for Spanish, which I know is for littler kids, but she still likes that stuff, so I'm going with it. I think that's it for now. Let me know below if there's anything in particular you would like me to share. So yes, we're calling this to-do list done. Sorry for the multiple interruptions, but that's just how life works. Let me know if you like to do a brain dump now and then to get things out of your head. Sometimes it helps me sleep, even if I'm thinking about things. I just get up and write it all down, and then I can sleep. I still have to deal with it all the next day, but at least I'm not trying to remember it, worried about forgetting it, trying to just think through it all. So, try it sometime. If you have trouble sleeping or you're overwhelmed, just do a brain dump and write it out. Highly recommend it. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.